welcome to Chicky Richo's Corn Dogs. This is as a result of a request from Cressy, who's asked me to make you some corn dogs. The ingredients are in the recipe box below, so let's get started. We'll also be making some little seafood sticks. So these are little crab sticks or seafood sticks. We've just popped them onto some paper towel to thoroughly drain them because we want the corn batter to stick to them. We've done the same thing with our little hot dogs, and we're just going to get a skewer. I'm just using like a really long paddle pop stick here and just gently feed it into the end of the hot dog. I'm not using ones that have got a spike on the end of them because you don't need it and they're a little bit dangerous when you're eating them. So just take it in as far as you can and there you have it. Okay, so we'll just put those to one side. We've also got some little cocktail sticks and we're going to pop those into our seafood sticks as well. So just slide them, if they will go in there, in like so. Okay, and continue with the rest. Okay, now we've prepared our corn dogs here. We've got 4 large ones just there. We have some of our seafood sticks that are just going to be like a cocktail size. We've got some that haven't got any sticks in them because they just want to break apart, so do them without any sticks in them. And as the batter gets less and less, you're not going to be able to dip full-size corn dogs. So we've got some smaller ones and we're just going to pop some sticks into those, and they're just going to be bite-sized for a cocktail or finger food at a party or something like that. So you can have them without anything in them, but they're going to be a lot easier to manage if you can just pop a little stick into them. So get something that's a little bit substantial that you don't want to have break when you try and bite it. Now, these are pretty cheap. You can get them in most little catering places. That's what you're going to do. Make sure they're nice and dry so that the batter sticks to them. They're like little corn pups. Then there's baby dogs. Okay, now the batter is very, very simple. This is fair food or carnival food. I'm not even going to pretend this is healthy, but it's a treat on a rare occasion. Kids love them. You can get vegetarian frankfurts now if you want to make a vegetarian version, but very, very simple. So into our mixing bowl goes our self-raising flour with our baking powder. Now, self-raising flour already has baking powder in it, but the cornmeal doesn't. And this is polenta or cornmeal. If you can't get that where you live, I've got a recipe for making this. It's one ingredient. You just grind up corn, simple, with a really good, about a teaspoon I suppose, of veggie salt, maybe a bit more. Give that a mix around. Make a bit of a well in the center. Just throw our egg in. Don't worry too much about whipping that up because the whole thing's going to get beaten anyway. And our milk. Not all at once because we want to make sure that we've got no lumps, and we want to regulate how thick this is because it actually will thicken on standing. But you want it quite a thick mixture so that it sticks to our little corn doodads. Okay, you don't really need any more than that. See the consistency there? It actually will thicken up a little bit on standing. Now, we have some fresh oil here. I'm using canola oil. You can use any oil that you like. I prefer not to use olive oil for deep frying because it hasn't got that good a heating point. So you can see this is just starting to thicken up a little bit more. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it into a tall container. Now the reason that we're doing that is it's going to be really difficult. Like if I want to dip that into there, it's only going to go like that far down. It's going to be very difficult. So if I put it into that, I can dip it straight in and it pretty well submerges it. That's when the container is quite full, and we're going to be doing those ones first. As the container gets lesser in quantity, we're just going to pop it back into here and dip our other guys over here. So not long now, when our oil gets to about 180 to 190 degrees Celsius, it'll be time to cook our corn dogs. Okay, that's a nice consistency now. We're just going to pour it into our container. The taller and thinner container that you use, the better off you are because you're going to have a lot more control over the distribution of the batter. Okay, we just get a plate, put some paper towel on it to absorb any excess oil when it comes out. And to test if our oil is hot enough, you can easily use a thermometer, but my deep fryer actually has a thermostat on it. You can just drop a cube of bread in there, and if it floats and it turns brown in just a couple of seconds, then it's ready. Or get the end of a clean, dry wooden spoon and pop it in there, and you'll see the bubbles start to rise from that. Can you see that? That's showing you that that oil is perfectly heated for our corn dog. So we just get our corn dog, being careful not to drop the whole thing into the batter, and just carefully poke it in till it's covered. It's good to have it attached to the stick as well for the simple reason that it'll help glue it to the stick and it won't fall off. Now, We pop it in, just drip off the excess, and we just pop it into our oil, but don't drop it to the bottom, because what will happen is it will stick to the bottom. So just get a little bit of a crust on it first. By the way, you make sure you use wooden or bamboo skewers for this. Don't use anything plastic because the oil is not going to be its friend. And then once we've got a bit of a crust formed on there, we just carefully drop that in. This isn't for the kids. They can eat them, but they can't cook them because it's far too dangerous. And on to our next one. So don't overcrowd the pan and try to have it as neat as possible. It is going to have a little sort of lump on the end. You can't really do much about that. Just gently lower it till it's got a little crust, and then we'll turn it over with some tongs so it gets nice and brown on all sides. All you have to do is cook the batter because the frankfurts are already cooked. You need it heated through. Okay, after about 4 or 5 minutes, you just take them out, drain them well, and pop them onto some paper towel. Try and not get the stick caught into the basket, and there you have it. We'll just keep cooking those, keep them somewhere warm, and on to our next one. Continue with the rest. Skin, and then just let it fall in. Okay, as that batter gets down a bit, you can see what I mean, and we're just going to get a couple of our little corn puppies and pop them in too. They can be cooking as well. Here we go. Just turn them over. Okay, we just grab some of our crab sticks and do the same thing with those. We're getting a bit down now, that's the only thing. Okay, there you have it, Cheeky Richo's corn dogs, corn puppies, and our little seafood sticks. We've got some American mustard, we've got some chili barbecue sauce, some tomato sauce, and some sweet chili sauce. So let's have a little taste, shall we? Light, fluffy. That's really delicious. Not for every day, but I hope you enjoyed Cheeky Richo's version of a corn dog. And thank you for your request, Chrissy. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Yum, yum, yum.